Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today's topic is an interesting one. I get this question a lot. Why did you move to Portugal? What are you doing there? Etc., etc. So we're going to talk about that in today's video. I am Camille.
Hi, I'm Calvin.
So why did we move to Portugal?
There's a lot of reasons. Probably, some would bore you. But to put it short, we love Portugal. We love the nature, especially here in northern Portugal. We have the sea so close. I know Camille loves the sea.
We all do. It's our family's happy place. And last night we went. We drove 4 minutes and we watched the sunset and our kids were biking and skating and then we were climbing on the rocks. And I was like, this is epic. This is amazing. We do not have the sea close to us in America at all. So the sea is a big draw and we kind of joke about it, but we traveled all last year and we were burnt out. We were so tired of traveling. And so we were looking at a bunch of different countries and seeing what country.
Like every country.
Yeah, we had a list of 10, no joke. And we were saying, what country can we apply for a visa while we're in the country? And because we didn't want to go back to America. And Portugal was one of them. Plus, we both speak Portuguese, which was a draw as well.
That helps. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we looked at a lot of factors like tax implications, the beauty of nature. Would we fit into the culture? If we had to learn a language, could we do it more or less easily coming from English? Those kind of questions.
Mm-hmm. And Portugal just checked a lot of those boxes. One of our family's goals that we've talked about for probably 10 years is let's get a passport somewhere in a European nation because we love Europe. We're so drawn to here. And supposedly, which we hope, Portugal has a faster process to get the passport as well. We would have had to have gone back to America to apply for the visa for Italy or France. So that also drew us here to Portugal.
Yeah, and honestly, we love it. We feel like we fit in. We actually feel like it's home.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think in part because of this amazing house that we found. We have a view right now. I can see the river out that window. We can see the ocean. And so we feel very spoiled, very at home here. And we've been so pleasantly surprised. Why did we leave the U.S.?
We hate it.
Why did we leave the U.S.? Well, we've been traveling for years. The past 15 years, we've been travelers. The U.S. has been a home base for us, but we've never been there for more than a year and a half. And that was during COVID. So in part, we love the adventure. We feel more alive when we're overseas. We love Europe. We don't like the busyness we feel in the U.S. I think you can feel that anywhere. But every time we go back to the U.S., we're like, oh my gosh, we feel the pressure and the drive to work, make more money, be more busy. And it's like if you say you're busy, you're successful. It's weird. I don't know.
You gotta hustle. You gotta always hustle.
Yeah, the hustle culture is not fun. And then also the food. The food is really not good. Even if you compare ingredients in the same items from Europe and the US has way more unhealthy ingredients because the US doesn't restrict with the FDA. We feel like the quality of food is way better in Europe and the lifestyle is better. We can walk everywhere, we can bike places, we can just have so much more access with our own selves. We don't have to get in the car and take the car to go. America's drive-through culture, drive-through at the bank, drive-through restaurants, drive-through everything. So
yeah. Don't get us wrong. If you want to go to America, it's an amazing country. But we look at the advantages that we have here in our own preferences. And that's why we chose Portugal over living in the United States.
Okay, what do we miss about the U.S.?
Obviously, we miss our families, all my siblings are there. My parents are in South Carolina. So it can be hard to be away from them. I miss some of the No, what do I miss? I don't know.
I don't know if we miss much, to be honest. Like, yeah. I miss my king bed sometimes. Here we have a queen bed. It's a little smaller. It's the giant, like sometimes the bigger things, like queen beds are nice.
It's true.
Or like my studio for recording, I had really nice lights, which I could buy them here.
It's true.
But really, there's not a lot.
I mean, I miss the gas prices.
That's
Filling
true.
up our car there was like $35. Here it's like 80.
Yeah,
That's kind of crazy.
that's true. But we don't drive that much.
It's true. Yeah, we drive less. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. And we save money in other areas. So it all kind of balances out in the end.
Yeah. Bottom line, we don't really miss that much.
Not too much, no.
Just family. Miss you guys.
Yeah.
But with technology, I mean, you just jump on a FaceTime call and we can connect with our family in a minute.
It's
So,
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, my kids like to do that. Our kids like to do that a lot.
His kids like it. My kids, not so much.
Not so much.
Okay. What is hard about Portugal?
The language can be hard because we learned Brazilian Portuguese.
Yes.
And so speaking one and understanding the accent is a lot more difficult, I think. Finding certain ingredients can be tough. But Camille's done an amazing job of adapting herself in the kitchen. And in a way, it's improved a lot of our diet because we don't buy canned pumpkin, for example. We go and buy a pumpkin and she puts it in the oven and it tastes way better
Yeah.
that way.
That's just one simple example. We found that most foods can be found here. There's an organic health store really close, like a 10-minute walk. And if they don't have something, they order it. So it's been amazing. I think something that I struggle with is our kids not speaking Portuguese yet. So people will talk to them when we're out and they don't know what they're saying. So I'm like, oh, I want them to learn.
Yeah, I would say one more thing that's difficult here in Portugal is because we grew up in the fast-paced culture of the United States, like we were talking about, here they are a lot more slower paced. You talk a lot more to the shop owners and things like that. A lot of things take longer. We're still waiting on our bank things, a few of our bank things. Obviously, the immigration process is very long, and we really can't travel outside of Portugal while we're in it.
That's
so
true.
That's kind of tough, but it's kind of a mental thing. And so if we're just like, no, Portugal has a lot to offer, and we can explore within Portugal. But being world travelers, it can be hard to limit ourselves to that.
Yeah, to be like, oh my gosh, technically we're stuck here in Portugal until our documents come through. But we chose that. We knew that was the case. And our lawyer did say, like, you'd probably be fine going back to the United States and traveling from the US to other countries. But we're so excited about being in Europe. We were like, we just want to take like an hour flight and be in another country. But right now we actually can't do that until we get our residency. So that is true. That can be a little tricky. But also, we're still sort of recovering from last year of traveling to 9 countries in 8 months. And so I think
We're okay. We're okay being homebodies.
Yeah. We ask our kids, do you want to go out? And they're like, oh, we want to stay home. Like, they love it here, too.
Yeah.
Like, our son, our 10-year-old's always like, I can't believe we live here. Like, I can't believe we live here. I'm like, I know.
Yeah,
Like,
we agree.
They have these, like, videos on YouTube about how to romanticize your life. And, like, I'm like, actually, here, I don't
have to.
It's
Try.
like, yeah, it's so like, wow, it's really amazing. I don't know, maybe we're in the honeymoon stage, but
Maybe.
I love it.
That's okay.
Ask
We enjoy
us in
it.
2 years. Yeah. I hope I feel the same.
Yeah.
Okay, what about our kids' school? So right now, our kids are still homeschooling, and we are considering sending them to public school next year. So right now, we have a babysitter that comes like 3 times a week and speaks Portuguese with them, is trying to teach them. We're trying to be active in teaching them as well, but that is a struggle.
Yeah, Camille's done an amazing job. She basically does it all while I work. And yeah, so anybody that does homeschooling knows it's a lot of work. I mean, you're teaching your kids, and when you have multiple kids, that just multiplies the work. And, every kid learns in different ways. So I guess that's the advantage of homeschooling, is that you can kind of adapt and really focus on weak areas. For example, like our daughter Ivory with learning to read, it's been a little more challenging. And Camille's put in a lot of effort in helping her, and we're seeing progress, which is probably
Amazing.
rewarding for Camille and amazing to see.
Yeah. The benefits of homeschooling are pretty cool. Like, we don't have a schedule, so we don't have to wake up and get our kids out the door in the morning. So we like long, slow mornings. I mean, it's 11 a.m. right now. I haven't even started homeschooling. Our kids have been playing Legos for 2 hours. So I feel like our kids have a lot more playtime, which when you go to school, I mean, you're there in the US at least. Our kids leave at 7:30 and they get home at 3, and then they'll play after that. But I think when they get older, they have homework and more things to do. And so I feel like homeschooling gives them creative freedom. So freedom to be kids, to have a childhood, and to thrive. So that's why I struggle. I'm like, do I want them to like lose that? I want them to learn Portuguese. I want them to have friends here. But then will they lose the creativity? So that is one of our biggest struggles right now.
Definitely.
I don't know if there's a right answer.
I don't think there is.
Yes. So our favorite things so far, which we probably actually talked about a lot of them.
Yeah,
like
we
the
did.
beach, walking places.
Yeah, I didn't really grow up with a lot of seafood in my life, but some of the seafood we've had here has been incredible. Like, there's a place that does fried shrimp, like in butter, not like battered, with like bread or whatever. But it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, we've been back there a few times. And so, yeah, a lot of the seafood has surprised me.
Yeah. And I would say having access to a lot of cultures, even in our small city, has been so cool. Like, I've been able to speak all 5 of the foreign languages that I speak in my little city. So I like the diversity of being here. I feel like it's really a gift because I come so alive when I, speak another language. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I've really been pleasantly surprised with the Portuguese people. I don't know if it's everywhere in Portugal, but here in northern Portugal, they're so kind. That's the word I could use easily.
Yeah.
Just surprisingly kind, and that's been a huge, advantage when moving here, and you have all these new things you have to learn, just to have that kindness. And I think part of it could be that we speak some Portuguese, so it helps us connect with them. But also, I think maybe just in this region, I don't know. I'll visit the other regions and let you know. But they're just very kind and go that extra mile, And whereas, like, maybe in America, if you are short on change, well, you got to go find some money.
Yeah.
Whereas here, they just be like, oh, don't worry about it. And you're like, wait, no, like, I got to pay you,
Yeah, or like my card wasn't working once. It was their machine, but I go to the cafe quite often and she's like, you can just pay next time, So they're pretty chill and laid back here. And I don't think we've had any bad experiences yet here in Portugal, which is amazing.
I had one on Madeira, but that's another story.
Okay. So what are we doing in Portugal? What are our plans? I think we're doing normal life here. Like, we work online, which is the beauty of our jobs. We've worked online for years. And so we work online, we live life here, we're connected into the community, and we're trying to enjoy beauty in every single day.
Yeah, I think we are doing exactly what we've been doing, for the past years. We're creating content. We're running our businesses. We're living life. The only difference is we're not moving as much as we did before, at least right now. And we're trying to enjoy the small things in life and enjoy our kids, because they're growing up quickly. And so we try to, hug them a little tighter when we think about that, and try to spend some quality time with them.
Yeah. So we hope this video was helpful and answered some of your questions about why we moved to Portugal, what we're doing here, what our plans are, what we like.
etc., etc.
Yes. I was at a loss for words.
We hope you learned a lot of English and that
Yeah.
you understood it. Did you understand it all?
Yes. And let us know if you have moved to a foreign country and a bit about your experience. We would love to hear from you in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. We wish you a beautiful day.
Bye.
Bye.